Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Express. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, idioms related to time. Time is something we all think about daily, and in English, there are so many idioms to describe how we feel about it, how we manage it, and how we spend it. Using time-related idioms can make your English sound much more fluent and natural. So, in this episode, we'll cover some of the most common idioms, explain what they mean, and provide examples to help you start using them right away. Ready? Let's jump right into it. Why are time idioms so important? Well, native English speakers use idioms all the time. In fact, idioms are such a natural part of the language that you're likely to encounter them in everyday conversations, movies, and even books. Using time-related idioms helps you express ideas more colorfully and lets you show your personality and style when you speak. So, let's start by looking at some useful idioms that can help you talk about how you use or feel about time. Let's go through some popular time idioms. I'll explain each one, break down what it means, and give you some example sentences to help you understand how to use them in everyday conversations. Beat the clock. To beat the clock means to finish something before a deadline or before time runs out. Example: I had to beat the clock to finish my essay before midnight. Against the clock. If you're working against the clock, it means you're trying to complete something with very little time left. Example: we're working against the clock to get this project finished on time. The 11th hour. Doing something at the 11th hour means you're doing it at the last possible moment. Example: she finished her application at the 11th hour. Time flies. When we say, time flies, it means that time seems to go by very quickly. Example: wow, it's already been an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. In the nick of time. To do something in the nick of time means to complete it just in time, before it's too late. Example: the firefighters arrived in the nick of time to save the building. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon means something that happens very rarely. Example: we go out for dinner as a family once in a blue moon. Around the clock. Around the clock means continuously, without stopping. Example: the nurses worked around the clock to take care of the patients. Call it a day. To call it a day means to stop working on something for the rest of the day. Example: we've been working hard all afternoon, let's call it a day. Now, let's practice using these idioms in context. I'll say a sentence with a blank, and you can think about the best idiom to complete it. I'll give you a few seconds to guess before I reveal the answer. Question 1. We only have 20 minutes left, so we're really. Answer: working against the clock. Question 2. I was running late, but I made it to the meeting. Answer: in the nick of time. Question 3. He never worries about deadlines and always finishes his work at. Answer: the 11th hour. Question 4. It feels like we just started, but it's already the end of the day. Answer: time really flies. Great job. Practicing like this can help you remember idioms and start using them naturally in conversations. Here are some tips to help you remember these idioms and start using them in your daily English conversations. Tip 1. Connect idioms with personal experiences. Try relating each idiom to a situation in your life. For example, if you've ever rushed to finish an assignment, you can think about working against the clock. Tip 2. Write them down and use them in sentences. Create your own sentences with each idiom to help you remember how to use them. The more you practice, the more natural they'll feel. Tip 3. Look for idioms in context. Watch movies, listen to native speakers, or read books in English to see how idioms are used naturally. This will help reinforce their meanings and show you how they fit into different situations. Finally, let's talk about some specific situations where time idioms are especially useful. For example, these idioms are great to use when you're talking about deadlines, planning, or recalling past events. When talking about deadlines, use idioms like working against the clock or beating the clock to describe how you're handling time pressures. For describing rare events, once in a blue moon is perfect when talking about something that doesn't happen often. Recalling memories. When reflecting on a fun or memorable day, you could say, time flies when you're having fun. Adding these idioms to your conversations can give you new ways to talk about time and make your English sound more fluent. That wraps up today's episode on time idioms. I hope you found these expressions useful and are ready to start using them in your conversations. Remember, using idioms can make your English sound more natural, but they do take some practice to get used to. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with other English learners. And let us know in the comments what's your favorite idiom related to time. Or is there an idiom you'd like help with? Thanks for joining us on English Express. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.